Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. Hope you're all having a great week, and I appreciate y'all being here, man. I really do. We have an amazing episode today with one of my favorite people in the scene, dude. One of the most talented DJs and producers out there in this world. Before I get to this guest, I just got to let you know that this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Illegal Pete's. Illegal Pete's is my go-to spot for beers, burritos, and buddies, dude. Stop by one of their 12 locations throughout Colorado and Arizona every day for happy hour, 3 to 6. And while you're there, use promo code TVBOO, that's TVBOO, for 15% off your entire order. You can use it while you're there. You can use it on their app, VI Pete's, or you can do it online when you order off their website. Go eat Illegal Pete's, dude. It's so delicious. It tastes like it was snuck across the border, dude. I'm for real, shout out Legal Pete's for sponsoring this week's episode of the podcast. I just ate there last night, dude. Food's good as hell. What are y'all doing? If you live in the area, go get 15% off and eat some goddamn food. Okay? All right. Also, before I introduce this week's guest, I just got to say, I'm on tour right now, dude. Blue Collar Bass is up and running. My next run of shows, for next couple weeks of shows, I got Bellingham, Washington this Thursday, so today when this comes out, at the Wild Buffalo, Portland, Oregon at 45 East on 10-7, 10-8 in Vancouver, British Columbia at the Red Room, 10-13 Des Moines, Iowa at the Platform, 10-14 Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Skyway, and 10-15 in Milwaukee at the Miramar. And I'm going to try to get the people from PBR out there, dude, and we'll show them what's up. But come see me on tour, man. We got a lot of really cool exclusive merch tour. We're only selling it on the on the tour. We got jerseys, hoodies, t-shirts, pins, and we got a lot more shit coming. Get some merch, support your boy. And hey, it's a fun fucking show, man. We have a lot of fun at these shows. We get rowdy. You know, the Blue Collar Bass people have just been the rowdiest crowds to play for. So if you're into turning up and forgetting about all the other bullshit and only focusing on having a good time, come see us on tour, bro. Also, I want to say thank you to everyone who came and saw me at Wakan Fest, man. God, it was special. It was so special. I got to have my whole family out there. You know, my dad, my stepmom, my brother, his wife, my stepbrother, my stepsister, her husband. You know, I got to have all my close friends out there. Man, it literally was the most special weekend I've ever had, dude. It was literally, I don't know if it could have been better. And, I got to do stand-up comedy there. And, man, thank you to everybody who came to the stand-up show. You know, I got to actually bring other comedians, seasoned vets, real stand-up comedians to it. And it felt like a real comedy show. One of the comics, Mike Hall, comes up to me and he gets off stage. He was like, dude, this is awesome. I was like, yeah, it is. He's like, no, bro. Like, these people are here for comedy. And I got to do a 30-minute set and 30-minute stand-up set, and I felt safe to do comedy. Man, it was literally the most fun I've ever had on stage. And then y'all packed it out on the main stage for me. And, man, it just couldn't have been more special of a weekend. I'm going to be riding that high for a long time. Definitely has a fire lit under me to just be better at comedy and music. Just want to be better for y'all. And for me, actually, I'm not even going to say for y'all. I'm really doing it for me, man. I got that chip on my shoulder. I'm doing it for me. But if y'all ride with me too, man, I can't thank y'all enough. So thank you for being here for the show. But my guest this week is literally one of the most talented DJs and producers out there. I've been a massive, massive fan for this guy for years. And I feel lucky enough to be able to call him a friend. Man, this is a really great episode. He normally doesn't do stuff like this, so it's great to be able to sit down and just have a normal conversation. And I loved how this episode came out. He just had an EP dropped on Wakan, Vigil or Vigil. I don't know how to read, so it's one of those things. Vigil. Go listen to it. It's really, really great. You know him. You love him. Ladies and gentlemen, ZEKE Beats.
Come here, girl, 'cause that ass fat. Let me take my tongue and go around your dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I'm marrying. Hey, hey, and she's so different. I made that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
But welcome, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, dude.
It's my pleasure.
I want to start out and say I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah, dude. You're fucking. I've been a massive fan for a long time, and it's awesome being able to be friends and just hang out with you, dude.
Yeah, likewise, man. I mean, I feel like the first time we ever met would have been 4 years ago in New Orleans.
Yeah, was it? Yeah.
The Hero Bus show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I remember, man, I remember you were like a big part. It was a missions festival out in Belém, California. Remember that one?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So there was that one. I remember that festival was the first time I kind of felt like accepted by like people I really liked and like my peers. I felt like I was one of them. And you were a big part of that one night. It was you and Chua Planet that came in my room. And you were like, yo, come,
that's right.
come hang out with us. And I was like, oh, this is so cool, dude.
Yeah. And there was like Minnesota and like Kendall and stuff as well. Yeah. Oh man, that makes me happy. Makes my heart happy.
Yeah. That night really stood out to me as like a changing moment, I guess.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of it, was just feeling accepted by y'all. Because I looked up to y'all, I still do, you know.
Man, you're too sweet. Thank you. Means a lot to me.
And you're here with Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, we're playing at the Ogden, which should be pretty fun. Got the brought the camera set up because I'm doing like scratching with the big screen behind me and stuff like that, and it's just like really cool when people can actually see what the fuck I'm doing up there. You
Yeah,
know
so
what I mean?
people can see you showing off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They can see the calf muscles up close, and just.
Dude, show the camera those calves, dude.
Oh,
Fucking
really?
Lift it up, dude.
Where is the camera?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
I want to see them
feel like-
thick bitches.
The thick bitches. All right. So G-Rex and Kaiwachi think they have calf muscles, but if I just put it here, we'll be able to see.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right.
Damn.
Some prime beef right there.
That is prime beef.
Yeah.
Fucking
Can't see.
throw that on the grill, dude. Fuck.
I'll do the left one as well.
How are they so thick, dude? Is it natural, or are you just working calves all the time?
I'm just, I feel like calf muscles are genetic, so I'm pretty lucky. But, I also, when I was little, I still do play a lot of badminton. And
What the fuck is that?
I used to play professional, like, badminton.
What is that?
The one with the feathers, with the shuttlecock.
Oh, bro, all right, so forgive me if it sounds a little rude, but I didn't know that you could be a professional at that.
Yeah, it's like an Olympic sport.
Holy shit.
There's, most people think of badminton as like, outside, on the lawn. But yeah, I played that when I was little, always on your toes. I did that, soccer, karate, squash. And I come from a family of 4 boys, so I'm the youngest. So I always had to like step it up to match with my older brothers, so it's very competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was professional badminton like? And like, dude, how long were you a professional on it? And is that like a lucrative career for like the tops, or what's that? Because I feel like it's I don't know much about it. Maybe like it's an Australia thing you got going on.
Oh no, it's definitely a niche, a little niche sport. Not many people get into it. It's big in the Asian country, like China, India, really big over there. And England, I think it's pretty big there, and parts of Europe, but it's kind of a weird sport to get into. I just got into it because of mum and dad, but I also feel like that helps with my scratching and stuff too, because it was like a lot of like wrist action, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that and masturbating probably come in handy really well.
Definitely.
Yeah,
yeah.
I understand that.
So plenty of practice over the years, and so that's definitely helped.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, what type of karate did you do?
Shotokan.
How long did you do that for?
7 years.
Nice.
Yeah, my oldest brother did karate as well, and then I was like, I always looked up to him so much, so I was like, fuck yeah, I want to be like him. So I did that. Then I just got to a point where I just stopped doing it because it sounds bad, but there wasn't like enough competitions and stuff like that. So yeah, and I've always been like a competitive person like that. So
yeah. I did Sabakan for about 3.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, and we had a lot of tournaments, man. You're actually talking to a state champ, dude.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude.
What?
Mississippi State Games, 3-time gold medalist.
No
over
way.
Here, dude.
Are you serious?
Dead ass, dude.
Damn.
I got the.
Don't fuck with taboo, y'all.
Yeah, dude. I might fucking scissor kick you in the back of the eye. I might just kick you in the dick.
In the dick.
Yeah,
Straight up.
all those karate moves when all you need to do is just kick someone in the dick,
And
dude.
just uppercut the balls.
Oh my god. Grab him by the pussy.
Oh my god. Damn, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's been a while.
Damn. Okay.
We should fight, dude.
No.
You and I felt like you're too nice of a guy. And I would be making way too many dick jokes while we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day at a festival, maybe that's gonna be the grand finale of your set. I'll just come out and we'll just go for it.
Nah, dude, EDM fight night. I'm gonna put it together.
I'm down.
EDM fight night. We're gonna have Kai watching Jansen in the ring, dude.
Oh my god.
They don't have any beef. I just feel like that'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you know who I think would be the kingpin out of all of these?
Excision and Getter.
No, Liquid Stranger. Because apparently he's like a black belt of like 3 or 4 different martial arts.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with Martin, dude.
I've heard.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, like that's a big part of his life is martial arts. Like he's talked my damn ear off about it.
Right.
And dude, who would be a good matchup for him?
I don't know if there would be. No,
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone.
Maybe Lucid, but I think
Shaq versus Liquid Stranger. Diesel versus Liquid Stranger. Because I want to see the tricks. Martin knows the tricks, you know, but Shaq, like, he's just fucking huge.
Yeah. I want to sneak up on Martin and like try to put him in a lock and just see how quick he just kicks my ass.
I think that would be very entertaining to
That's
watch.
what we should do. We should attack Martin.
Both of us.
At the same time.
You hear that, Martin?
We're coming for
We're
you,
coming
bitch.
for you, bitch. Oh my god.
That's fun, man.
Yeah.
That's fun. So doing all this shit, you know, doing karate, fucking badminton, soccer. When'd you get into the electronic music?
Honestly, so having 3 older brothers, my oldest brother's 10 years older than me. So he was into the rave scene. You know, I was like 10 years old. He's 20, right? So I was listening to all this like underground rave music that was like happening because I'm from Western Australia, Perth. Well, from a smaller town called Geraldton, but Perth is the major city. And I got exposed to like Ronnie Size, The Prodigy, like Fatboy Slim, all this like, you know, electronic music that was big back then, and even more underground shit like DJ Kenny Ken, if there's any like really old school people watching the show. But yeah, and I got into electronic music when I was 13. My music teacher he came from the UK, and he was like, okay, I'm going to buy turntables for the school using the music budget. And then I used to go in at recess, lunchtime, after school, just like practicing like the vinyl, just basically like trying to mix, no equalizer, just straight beat on top of beat, just like, you know. And
So like a rhythm DJ.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. Not talking shit.
Nah,
Sorry.
I'm fucking around. But yes, we are talking shit. I'll fight everyone. You and I, we'll take them all on.
Okay, you did. What was it?
Sabacon.
Sabacon.
Yeah.
And I'll do Shotokan. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I, just kept DJing from there as a hobby. Eventually bought my own decks. When I was 17, I entered a competition for a residency at a nightclub. And then I won that. So I got this residency at a nightclub.
When you're 17.
Yeah. So I was still at school. And then my auntie would have to come with me to the club like every weekend for me to do my residency.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually they just signed over the guardianship to the manager of the club because I couldn't be fucked coming out every weekend. So yeah, one thing led to another. I didn't actually start. So I'm skipping over a few things, but after that, I started entering scratch competitions, DJ competitions, known as like the DMC World Mixing Championships. It was like scratching and shit. You get like 6 minutes to like throw down as hard as you can, scratching, tricks, everything. And there's another one called IDA where you do like 2-minute rounds and it's back and forth. So I got 3 state titles and then 1 Australian title.
Oh, dude, I'm sitting here with the Australian Championship champion right now, dude.
And then after that, in IDA, I got a 4th world ranking. So I went to the world and I got 4th place. And then after that, one of the world's best scratch DJs, he goes by the name DJ Qbert, and he held a competition online for his scratch university. I signed up, I entered it, and won that. And then he was like, come hang out with me in San Francisco and we can just like scratch for a couple of weeks, and I want to like learn and like we can share things, with each other. So it's like basically getting recognized by the top of the top of the top, being like, hey, come here. I want to see what you're like doing, you know what I mean?
Fourth in the world's a huge deal.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked on that and humbled by it still, because he's just an alien. Like, he's out of this world. Like, people think I'm fast. He's like crazy.
That's me when I come.
Yeah,
fast.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, then after that, I got into making music when I was like 26. I'm a bit of an old dog now. I'm like 35.
Dude, what 35?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why? How old do you think I was? Like 42?
You look like a. Oh man, you look like a 23-year-old Filipino. Like, you look great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Really fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got into making beats, and then one thing led to another. I actually started my own DJ school in Australia and my own production school when I was 26 onwards, because I used to be an electrician, and then I got made redundant. I was like, I want to do something that I'm like passionate about. Did that, and then I had like Slumberjack were my production teachers. Also had like Shock One. It's still running now. What's So Not's done some classes there. We've had a lot of guests, and that's how I met a lot of artists, through having guests come through. And then eventually my music started getting traction. And I got invited to come out to America to play Shambhala. I got an inbox message from them.
That's in Canada.
Yep. Shambhala Music Festival out in Salmo Village. And they just messaged me on Facebook one day, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, me being an Aussie in the middle of bumfuck, like, you know, I'm like, what's this festival? And then, you know, I told some people about it. They're like, dude, that's a big deal. I was like, okay. And then the week after that, I got hit up by like Bass Rush to do a show as well. And then they're like, who's your manager? I'm like, I don't have a manager. And then I've got like all these people hitting me up left, right, and center. And then I was like, sick. Found a manager, found an agent, started gigging. And I never looked back. And I never thought it would be like a full-time thing. I was just like, oh, this is just fun hobby. You know, I was like really, really grateful to be where I am now. Obviously, I live in the States now, and I'm touring a lot. And yeah, it's all going really well. Which, speaking of which, you've got your tour coming up next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first date starts next week.
Tuesday.
How you feeling?
Stoked, bro.
Yeah.
I'm stoked, man. I will tell you this, dude. So like I have a lot of trouble sleeping at night, like falling asleep. And like the last week, it's just been like terrible, just not being able to sleep at all. And I think it just might be like the anxiety and excitement of the tour starting.
Right.
So like last night, dude, I was like, I have to eat like a good bit of melatonin just to like get tired and fall asleep. It's something I've always struggled with, but it hadn't been working this past week. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try these weed gummies for nighttime.
Okay.
So it was like a nighttime. So it's supposed to eat it and then it puts you out. And it did not do that. I just laid in bed fucked up, like freaking out. I'm like in bed freaking out, dude. Like, I'm like, oh my God, tour starts. I'm like thinking of everything that's like, I was like, damn, that was, I definitely couldn't fall asleep, but it was more enjoyable being awake because I was just fucked up. I went through all the emotions, dude, like freaked out, excited, fucking scared, anxious. Like I went through every emotion ever, and then I was thinking about like things about the tour. So I'm like laughing about certain things, but I'm in bed for like 2.5 hours, just kind of high, freaking the fuck out about it.
Yeah, it might not be a bad thing that you can't sleep at night, because coming up, you're going to be up all night and then sleeping through the day. Are you going to be like doing like a tour bus situation or flying in for each of the dates? Like what? How?
It's flying in and then they're routed. So like we'll fly, rent a car, drive to the next city. If it's too far, we'll fly. So
Gotcha.
it's that's how it is. So
yeah.
And yeah, man, I'm fucking stoked on it.
Oh yeah.
Stoked on it.
Well, you'll be conditioned to having no sleep. So.
I know. I'm such a morning person though.
Yeah. Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh crazy.
Like during the weekdays, I'm up at like 6:30.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, that's where I thrive. Like I try to treat like studio and podcasting like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Usually like after 5, sometimes later, sometimes earlier.
Yeah.
I'm done for the day and I'm able to like hang out and go do things I want to go do, like comedy or hang out with friends or just chill. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I thrive on a schedule. So
Yeah.
that schedule's about to get fucked up, bro.
Right. It's
Yeah.
gonna be good though. It's gonna be a fucking amazing experience. You'll remember it for the rest of your life, I'm sure.
Maybe.
No,
Maybe. Might be drunk the whole thing.
the whole time.
And don't remember a fucking thing.
Yeah.
I sober up and it's January. I'm like, what?
Right. You're a
Nah,
massive PBR fan, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so what's going on? Where's the sponsorship?
Oh, dude, it's
It's in the works.
Yeah, dude, it's been in the works since December. Just hadn't like fully finished.
I feel like this tour should definitely be sponsored by PBR.
I hope so. I mean, I'm gonna get the so we're playing in Milwaukee on the tour, and their headquarters is out there. I'm gonna invite them all out, come see the show. Hopefully, them seeing everyone just drinking PBR and all the visuals and shit. You know, maybe them seeing that will be like, all right, yeah, let's finish this up. You know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the move.
Hopefully,
That would be a really good one.
Did you ever get any sponsorships whenever you're doing DMC shit?
Yeah, I had one with like Tractor and Native Instruments, and the setup that you see me rock today with like the machine controller and like my 2 turntables and stuff. That machine got given to me, and I never really changed my setup because it just works so well. It's like second nature to me now. And if you guys don't know what the machine is, it's just like a 16 pad instrument, like a MIDI controller. You can program the buttons to do whatever you want for the software. So yeah, that was really cool. And I did like little scratch routine videos in return for that. And yeah, that's pretty much my setup now. I'm lucky I got like that sponsorship and stuff like that. But I'm actually Pioneer have hit me up and given me some equipment to test out. So I'm gonna like get into that, and I much prefer a Pioneer sponsorship than the Tractor Native Instrument stuff.
Damn, burning bridges on the podcast.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
It's what it is, brother.
Yeah,
dude. How much do you have to travel with?
I have like my 2 records, a thing called Phase DJ, which is like this wireless little USB stick looking thing, which like you put on say that's the turntables, and then this is the phase, and you put that there. Then like this is a wireless transmitter. As it spins, this is transmitting the signal or the speed of the turntable to the computer. The computer reads that and plays back the song at the speed in which it turns. So when I'm scratching it and moving it left and right, or back and forth, I should say, it knows what I'm doing. I could even pick the record up because it's like a magnetic thing, and I could scratch in the air like this.
I think I've seen you do that.
Kind of
Yeah,
like this.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I get what you're doing, dude. How much? So it's wireless. Have you ever had any issues with that? Fucking up live?
Not yet. Touch wood. And
it's knock on wood. I don't know what y'all do, and I know y'all might be touching wood.
Yeah. There's a lot of innuendos here, but no, nothing's gone wrong. Knock on wood, and touch wood. And I've also got my record player, like the needles, which go on the record as a backup, just in case, and USB sticks as well, just in case like shit really does hit the fan. You know, it's a bit of a pain in the ass traveling around with everything. It's so much easier just to travel around with a USB stick. But, you know, I'm passionate about what I do, and I want to bring something different to the table. And it's like, you know, that's what really makes me happy anyways. And it's like seeing those people be like, oh, fuck, you know, every time that happens. And even if it is like people going like, oh, that's the guy that does the scratching, whatever, it's like, yeah, that's cool. I am the guy that does the scratching, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm him.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking cool as shit. I love that you do it because it definitely adds a different aspect to the show, makes the show better.
Thanks.
And as a DJ, it just pisses me off. You know what I mean? Like every time I'm just like this mother, dude, because my girl, she fucking loves you, dude. You know what I mean? You've met her a couple times, but, you know, whenever you're doing it, she's like losing it. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. I'm like, he's showing off right now, dude. You know?
That's funny.
I was showing Jeremy some of your routine videos earlier, dude, because he hadn't seen any of that, dude. So,
Okay.
Jeremy, what do you think of that shit?
The humanoid little routine that you have is absolutely insane. It's hands down one of my favorite songs. So,
Thank you, my dude.
Watching that is crazy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you. You know, it's been I started scratching when I was 18, so I'm 35 now. If I'm not good at it by now, then there's something wrong. But I really appreciate that. And yeah, you know, it's just like, to me, I just love scratching so much. It's meditative almost. Like I can think of sentences in my head and I can put them out through my hands. Like, and the way I always do it is like rhyming. I'll be like,
And he's like, me go,
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's I'm passionate about it, and sorry to hear that it frustrates you.
yeah, no, but in a good way.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
It's all
damn it,
love.
I wish I was that cool.
Well,
It's like when a homie sends you a song and it's like fire, and you're just like, God damn it. Yeah. this is too good.
Yeah.
I got to get back to work.
I understand.
Yeah.
No, but thank you, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
What's it like whenever you're creating your live setups, like a live routine? How much practice are you having to do? Or like at this point, you've been doing it since you're 18. Is it just all on the fly?
It's all a lot of it's on the fly, and I'll do some shit and at a show, and something will click, and I'll be like, oh, I could do that, and then I'll like go back to the hotel that night or the next day or the next week and be like, get that shit ready, and then do it. One of the most recent ones I do is like the Harmony Skanker scratch routine. So if you guys don't know the tune Harmony Skanker, but it's like got these like vocals all the way through it. I actually like messaged the dude on SoundCloud direct. I was like, do you reckon you could send me a version without those vocals on? Because then I can just like do a scratch routine. And it did really well on TikTok. It blew up. I only started TikTok like 2 weeks ago. It's like, what, 18,000 views? 15? Something like that, which is a lot. I had less than 1,000 followers. So it's like, people like the scratching. But yeah, you know, those routines and the way they get made a lot of the time are just like accidents or like just us fucking around. Like the song ABBA, like give me a man after midnight. We were like, just like that song has been coming up so much lately. It's really funny. And then we're like, we should make an edit where it's like, give me a bass line.
Oh, nice, yeah, dude. What is it with you singing? You lose your Australian accent when you start singing.
Oh,
it's
really?
gone. Yeah, it's weird. I just noticed it.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, dude. You started singing it. I didn't even sell Australian no more.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, maybe that's just the thing because, you know, Aussies watch, you know, American films, but that's where movies come from. So when I watch a movie, it's not like I watch a movie and I'm like, oh, they're you know, speaking American accent. It's like normal. So I guess it's kind of like a foreigner singing like an American song and then all of a sudden their accent like changes just because they've heard it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. How is my Aussie accent? Is it thick still?
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
I mean, it's thick to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it's probably interesting for you because you go in the country, they hear you talk. They're like, oh, wow, that's an accent. I leave the South, they hear me talk. They're like, oh, wow, there's an accent.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can definitely relate to it.
Yeah, I definitely can, dude.
How is life in Denver?
Kick ass, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should move here.
I think I am.
Yeah, I know. I thought you told me you were thinking about it, and I was just fucking at that moment. I was like, "Let me sell you on it, dude." I fucking just went in on it. Was giving you bullet points why you should.
Yeah, no, I think it's not. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen, right? Yeah, so maybe like I don't know, February or something like that. Yeah. So it's exciting, scary, but yeah, fuck it.
How scary was it moving from Australia to America?
That was a huge one, you know, like putting everything on the line. I sold my business, like the DJ school, which is still running now, still successful. And, you know, it's hard to let things go that you built up from the beginning and just be like, fuck, okay, you know, but this is like something that I want to try. And I haven't looked back, which is great. And it was really, really tough because coming from Australia, you have different credit score system. You know, you have to have a social security number, getting the visa. So the credit score thing's huge. You can't even get a rental if you don't have a credit score.
Right.
So I was like, you know, came over, couldn't get a rental. So one of my best buds is EPROM, and he lives in Portland, Oregon. So that's where I moved. And he was like, move in with us. It'll give you a chance to build a credit score. Once you get a credit score, then you can get a rental. And that's what I did. So just, you know, started out from the bottom and obviously got my own rental and shit now. And now I'm just feeling like, yeah, what's the next step? And I think that's moving to Denver because Alex lives in Los Angeles. I live in Portland, Oregon. You know, we're always on the road, but like trying to travel from Portland to like anywhere is like fucking such a mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. Like I love Portland. It's great. Lots of great food, everything like that. But like Denver is like pretty much on par with it, except just like dope. You know, you can do direct flights everywhere, and still, you know, good bang for your buck for like rent and everything like that. Yeah, because LA is expensive as fuck.
Yeah, no, I mean it's expensive as fuck to me. Just from, you know, living out in the South is cheap. You know what I mean? Fucking a house that's like, you know, a house that's like 200,000 in the South is like 700,000 here. It's just like, what the
crazy.
fuck? Yeah, because like I want to buy a home, but then I'm just so used to like Southern prices.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
the bang for your buck would be so much more down there.
Yeah. Are you thinking about buying a house soon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
In the next couple of years, that's definitely because I plan on being here long term at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I really love it here.
Hell yeah.
I think you would too, buddy.
Yeah, I think I will. We will.
Outside of the credit score, what would you say was like the biggest change from going to Australia to here?
Paying for healthcare, like
Yeah, that sucks,
it
dude.
Fucking sucks, and I don't understand it, to be honest, because I don't know, like it's just really expensive, and you know we pay for everything gets taxed on here. You know, you send money to a friend, you get taxed, like you know, just anything. It's just crazy, like. And there being so many different states as well, and all the different tax brackets, and then all the loopholes where people buy properties in certain areas, like Washington's a good place to buy property. And yeah, dude, just what else would be the biggest change or like hurdle? Confronting things which used to scare me, just being an Aussie and looking at America from the outside, where obviously like in Australia, like guns aren't legal. And then like coming here, it's like, oh fuck, that person could be like just carrying a firearm, and like just knowing that is kind of like unusual to me. But you know, since moving here and so on, like obviously I've come to terms with that, and it's just like, you know, I see both reasons, you know, like for and against, and it's like just something which is just like hard to like come to terms with, I think. Because, you know, in Australia, anyone could be like carrying a knife on them or anything like that.
Right.
Well, you know, but guns are like really confronting to me personally. I've never shot a gun.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
How long are you in town for?
We leave at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, never mind. I was going to say we go out and shoot guns
Really?
tomorrow. Yeah. I got a couple.
What guns do you have?
I got a 9mm. I got a 7-mag rifle, 12-gauge shotgun, 708 rifle. A little 243 rifle as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it ever scare you in terms of like someone just being like mentally unstable, and you know like the possibility of them just like having an outbreak and just like making some wrong decisions? With
No, because I also have a gun.
you're like
Gotta fight fire with fire.
right.
No, but yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, that sucks. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that something's like that. That sucks for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes you a little bit uncomfortable. But also, there's like a comfortability in like knowing how to, you know, I feel like I'm pretty well trained. You know what I mean? I've been around them since I was a child.
Yeah.
You know, like I was shooting guns when I was 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like, you know, did some tactical classes and shit like that. So I feel like I know how to defend myself really well, like myself, my home, my land, my family, all that shit.
Yeah.
So if something bad was to happen, which would, you know, there's always that fear, you know, that, you know, what you said is a good point, but also it's just like, all right, how can we kind of combat that fear and face it? And just if something was to happen, be prepared.
Yeah, if that's the way it is, then you want to be best prepared for whatever situation that is. And yeah, so I understand that perspective for sure. It's like, well, this is the situation, and what can I do to like best defend myself or whatever like that. So yeah, I understand that. So yeah, that was like something really confronting. I'd say yeah, just healthcare and that. But I fucking love America, man. Like I love coming here. It's also pretty fun being a minority, because like you said, when people hear an accent, they're just like, oh, you're not from around here, and like I admit, like, a lot of American people love Aussie accents for some reason.
Yeah.
And then they're just so intrigued by Australia.
It's a sexy accent.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you, like, are you hard right now?
I'm torqued.
Oh, you ready to go?
Fully.
Right now?
No, I mean, we got to finish this, dude. We got to be
Okay.
professional, Zeke. Okay.
I see. You just want to see these wrists in action, right?
Yes, dude. Absolutely finger me. But, like, you know.
Maybe a quick demonstration tonight in the green room.
There we go.
You're coming out to the show, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Okay, sweet.
Are you still doing these scratching competitions now, or is it just fully focused on the production and touring?
Yeah, just production and touring, and yeah, just like building the ZEKE Beats project. Yeah, just mean like maybe looking towards the future as well and producing like trailer music and stuff like that.
Trailer music?
Yeah,
That's like something that I'll kind of make, but we might have different definitions for it.
Yeah, we might have different definitions for the wookworm as well.
Okay, yeah. What is trailer music?
The wookworm?
Yeah. What is trailer music, bro?
No, just like movie trailers,
Oh, got you. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
What's your definition for trailer music?
Oh, do some trailer park music,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shit you'd hear at a trailer park.
Right, yeah.
On some trailer park shit. But like, dude, it was cool seeing G Jones's song and that it's all in your head for some movie. I forget what it was, but they used like the whole song in it. I was like, oh, damn.
So, it's like, to the future, it'd be cool to have like a side hustle and do the touring at the same time. Cause like one thing I found during the pandemic was like, oh shit, touring stopped. Where's my income gone? Whereas like, had I been doing trailer music during that time, at least I could work on music at home and just like still have some sort of income. Cause I almost had to move back to Australia because like my visa only permitted me to make money through my performing because I'm on a performance visa. So that was a scare. And I was like, okay, fuck, I got to think about the future like that a little bit more. And like, I don't have a green card, so I can't just do delivery driving or whatever the fuck it is just to make some money.
It has to be music.
Has to be music. Has to be performance or like music related. So, that or like video game shit in the future would be really cool. But predominantly right now it's just touring and like building the project. And obviously super happy to be a part of like the Wakan family now.
Bro, when you told me you were they signed you on, I got so fucking hyped, dude.
Yeah.
God, I got so hyped. I was like, we got ZEKE on this bitch now.
Yeah.
It's just awesome being in a crew with just some fucking killers.
Definitely.
Just some bad motherfuckers like at their craft. You know what I'm saying? And like, I've always loved your sound, loved your live set, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So whenever he told me about that, I was like, let's fucking go, bro.
Thanks,
It's awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm super stoked. Like, I've already got a collab with Champagne Drip, which we did like 2 years ago. We just never put it out. And, I want to work with more of the Wakan team, including yourself, make a tune together, get in the studio, smash it out. Because, I feel like, our sounds kind of complement each other, and we're both big fans of like big fuck off, like soul waves, like, and I just feel like we would make something gnarly. And yeah, I just feel like I align a lot with like the Wakan, family and sound. And to be honest, I've been wanting to do something with Wakan for so long. Like, it's just never really lined up with like me also releasing on other record labels and then, people wanting exclusivity and stuff like that. Which I'm just so happy now to be able to like be a part of it. And got one really big show, really big back-to-back coming up with someone else in Wakan. And supporting Martin on that. So, that's all I can really say about that at this point. So it's leading to big opportunities, and, I'm just like, love everything that we can stand for in terms of like the music, the community, and like, being part of something which is very inclusive, because don't get me wrong, I love the EDM community and everything like that. There are, certain traits to it which I think are a little toxic, but there's, also a lot of good as well. So it's like with Wakan, I just feel like it's really embracing just the community and like supporting one another. I don't feel like there's any toxicity in like, this scene, especially when it comes to them. They're one of the, I'd say, if not the biggest, record label and like family orientated record label. And, I value that a lot. And Martin being the leader of all that, I feel like he's very spiritual and like just wants to see people succeed. And one of the biggest things that I ever took away from Martin, which I really respect, because I was like, so what do you think about, when people are supporting you, because one thing I come in like trouble with a lot is like, obviously I do the scratching and all that kind of stuff.
It's not something you want to follow up.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And Martin's like, honestly, at the end of the day, if a support act does a better job than me, than my set, good on them. Like, that's how it should be, because I tip my hat off to them. I'm not gonna like, you know, push them down and like not put them on or anything, because they're working hard.
Yeah.
And you know, what sort of mentality is it if you're just trying to suppress people who are trying to make the overall art form, push it up and push it further and make people work harder? We're just going to stay at the same spot. So it's like, if you do a better job than me at the end of the day, sick. That means I got to do better. I got to work harder. And
A high tide raises all ships.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So I love that mentality. And I just, you know, because there is a lot of gatekeeping in the industry, you know what I mean? Like, people not giving other people the opportunity and chance, even though it's just like, you know, you hear all fans being like, why the fuck isn't like this happening and that happening? And it's like, well, there's like a bigger thing at play there, you know? So it's more business than the actual art form or the passion, which I get to. So, you know, it's all understandable. But yeah, I respect Martin a lot for that, and Wakan, you know, as like a family record label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I love about them is like they're really open and supportive of being yourself, right?
Right.
So like me, for example, like I say a lot of wild shit. My sets are kind of fucking wild and goofy. I could see easily how like a label or like a crew, collective family or whatever would be like, yeah, I don't know, that might be a liability, or like, yeah, maybe it's kind of like the thing. I don't want to have to follow that up.
Yeah.
And they're just like, any idea I've ever had, they're like, support it fully. They're like, hell yeah.
I love
They're
that.
like, you know, they're like, crank it to 10, you know, fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, they're so supportive. I haven't been around anybody that's like, yeah, whatever. Like, that's ridiculous. You should definitely do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of trust from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, bringing someone in is like a risk. You know what I mean? Especially for like someone like me, someone could see that as a risk or a liability or something like that. But just trusting, you know, and believing in something, that's fucking cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leaves a lot of room for creative freedom as well. Mm-hmm. You know, rather than you trying to like make music that's like people pleasing or whatever it is. Like, if you are just like genuinely yourself, then everything kind of happens naturally, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you try and control too much shit, it's like, it's not genuine. People can see it. It's only going to work against you. It's like, I love it that, you know, you TVBOO, like, and your entity and in the scene, you know, you're so well known for just being distinctively you know what I mean? And I've seen the progression over the years. I've seen you grow and grow and grow, you know, it's fucking awesome to see. And it's like one thing that can never be, you know, denied is like just being genuine about what you do. And look at you now, you know, that tour coming up's pretty fucking huge, dude. How many dates?
45.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah,
I'm happy for you, bro.
Me too, man. It's what I've been
That's
dreaming
sick.
about forever,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
You know,
good.
it's like a dream come true.
Oh, yeah.
One thing also I want to say, like Martin, dude, like I feel like none of it's for him.
What do you mean?
Like, he's not doing it for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know, I feel like if he wanted, he's an older guy, you know, he doesn't really have to tour as heavy anymore if he didn't want to, you know, and I'm sure as you get older, you might not want to. Who fucking knows what he wants to do?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it's just like he's doing it for the community, for like to bring up his people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To like, you know, really change kind of like the what's the word I'm looking for? Change like the format, I guess. Or like, you know, like you said, no gatekeeping. Like, let's bring them all up.
Yeah.
Let's like just grow this whole thing together.
Definitely.
It feels like a together thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like even though like he's like the boss man, like I don't view him like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
view him as like a peer, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love that. And, you know, I feel like that definitely, that approach welcomes abundance into his life as well, because it's just like good energy, bringing one another up, and he gains a lot of respect from everyone who works with him, you know? And yeah, that's really, really cool. I was just checking out your Wakan shirt and I just had a merch idea. That's fucking really cool. Like,
What's the idea? Let me get it.
that hand at the top kind of looks like it's scratching a record.
Ooh.
And that's like an eye. And my most recent EP, the Vigil EP, which got released on Wakan, is actually a picture of my eyeball, like close up. Have I shown you this?
I mean, I've seen it, but I didn't know it was your
That's
eyeball.
actually my eyeball.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was like part of my like birthday present. So Alex, my girlfriend, she took me to this place that takes like super high definition like photos of your eyeball, and yeah, we got them taken and blown up and everything like that. And then Vigil was a name of a song that I'd made like 2 years ago or something. The meaning of vigil is the act of not sleeping or staying awake, which is so funny because you're saying that now. And I feel like it relates to creativity and artists on so many different levels. It's like, I don't know what it is and why the relationship is there. It's like we just think too much and, use music as a creative outlet or whatever that is. And yeah, so it all came together in a way. I was like, oh, the fucking eyeball, that's such a cool idea. And we ended up, using it as the artwork. So yeah, you guys check it out, the Vigil EP. You'll see the artwork. You'll see what I'm talking about. That's actually my eyeball. And so back to the merch idea. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I could put like a hand like scratching the eyeball and like put a record needle on the eyeball or something like that.
That's a great idea.
That's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, dude. Just take inspiration from anything you can get it from,
Yeah, that's sick.
Dude, wait. So she took it to get a picture of your eyeball. Did you have an idea for an album artwork, or were you just gonna go get pictures of your eyeball? Because that's an odd.
Yeah, no, we just.
That's an odd birthday present, Alex. Hey, you want to go get pictures of your eyes?
Can you find the photo? Yeah,
pictures of your eyes.
Yeah, it's actually insane though. I'm
sure
the close up. It's crazy how much eyes look like planets, and it's like having it super blown up, and like mine, the people are just like, you have such muscular eyes, and my eyes have these like kind of thick like veins or
like
vessels
calves,
in them, like my calves, and it's funny because so these are our eyeballs next to each other. Let me change this. Hold up. This is my birthday gift, and she got it printed out and blown up. So
Damn, those are pretty cool.
You can zoom.
Yeah,
right in.
like it kind of looks like the the surface of the moon with all the craters and shit.
Right.
And this looks like this looks like, I'd imagine this is probably what like an avatar's butthole looks like.
Yeah, right.
Blue. Let me see.
That's actually
an avatar's butthole. I'm showing to the camera. Wait, who's
eyeballs.
your eyes? Do you have the? Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. It wasn't in a bad way.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. It's not the first time she's heard that. Damn, I thought I was being smart and fresh and creative.
And then I'll show you like obviously the artwork since we got it up. I'm just looking for you. So that's my eyeball individually.
Yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we like got a buddy to edit it and like color it and stuff like that. And that was the end result.
It's cool as shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like the story about it too. That's cool.
Right. And the thing I really love about it is it's like it's actually me.
Yeah.
It's like me. The next thing is I think I'm just going to do like just one of my testicles and a close-up of that. And just like, make sure I get them shaven nice and clean and then glitch them out.
Yeah.
And then the next one will be called The Birth because I'm just talking shit.
Dude, I did something kind of similar already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I took a picture of my dick at a show.
The Wookworm?
No, yeah, sure.
You took a picture of the Wookworm.
We took a picture, so I knew the VJ, and I was like, dude, how funny would it be if we just put my dick through like a kaleidoscope all night, like, and like as the visual, and no one knows. So I was like, he's like, I'm down. So I said, all right, hold my beer. I gotta go take a dick pic. Walked into the porta potty, took a picture of my dick, gave it to the VJ, and he used it all night.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, dead ass. Yeah, for real.
Where was this?
This was in San Antonio. And so yeah, I had a picture of my dick as the visuals.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What did everybody?
No one knew until the end. Until the end of the show, I told him I was like, this has actually been my dick all night. So
that is so funny.
Gives it a different definition of tripping balls.
You're being
you know what I'm
dead
saying?
ass
Yeah,
right
I'm being
now.
for real, dude.
Different definition of tripping balls.
Yeah. Nah, for real, did it, man. It was funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is. Wow.
And I don't know if you can get in trouble for it, but it's funny. There's no clear. You can't tell it's a cock.
Yeah. I mean, it's Texas. Right?
Yeah. They like penises there. Is that what you're saying? They like cocks. Texas.
No.
That's what Texas is known for, actually. Their love for cocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love cocking their guns.
They're like, everything's bigger in Texas, and they're talking about cocks. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
That's stupid.
What about the tour visuals? So for your tour coming up now, what do you got planned?
No cocks.
No cocks?
No cocks. But it's a lot of really fun animations and shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
What can we expect?
Man, so I got like a really cool introduction video.
Really?
For like the tour, like before I go on, it's like the whole like visual in like audio thing before I even go on. This is the first time I've ever had that happen.
Is it kind of like the artwork with the poster? Like
No,
the
it's-
cartoonish sort of stuff?
No,
or-
it's gonna be just pitch black right before I go on, and then the only light you're gonna see is gonna be on the screen, and it's an hilarious intro.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like
Don't give it away.
I'm not giving it away, but it's funny.
Yeah, you
And
guys
then-
got to buy tickets to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you on tour right now, or is it just a bunch of one-offs?
It's branded as the Vigil tour, so you know how it is. Like, obviously, we're doing gigs all the time, and depending on the release, we try and like brand it off it, and then like make it about that. So that's where I'm right. I think I'm halfway through right now. I'm also doing a bunch of dates with Rekno and I are doing a co-headline because we got that tune Dump Truck, and
That song's hard.
thank you, Ray. It was a fun one to make. We were just so fucked up after so I played in Indianapolis. We both got really drunk, hungover. We're like, let's make music the next day. Then I was like, wasn't gonna do it because I was just so hungover, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna hate if we don't do this. I'm gonna look back and just be like, fuck, we should have worked on some music. Good thing we pushed through, bro. Like, cause we made that song, the main idea of it in like that afternoon. It was like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We're just so fucking tired, but like, yeah, worked out really good. And Rekno was, stoked. Apparently he's been a fan because, I've been in the scene for a while now, you know what I mean? I'm a bit older, and, I back when Oslo was popping off, I did like Oslo mix and stuff like that. And he was like, what's crazy, man? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I used to flow to like your mix that you did on Oslo. And, like it's just so crazy to me to think that we worked on music together now, and now we're doing dates together. Like, and it's really humbling to me. I'm just like, thanks, man. I didn't know that, because I still, I'm just still grinding, still doing my thing. It's just very humbling. But yeah, so Vigil EP, touring with that, and then like Rekno and I doing our shit. We just did Meow Wolf, which is insane. Have you played that venue yet?
Which one?
Santa Fe.
No, I have not. Because there's one here too.
Oh, is there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. There is here, and also I think Las Vegas, right?
I have no idea, but that sounds about right.
So,
I would believe it.
yeah. But that venue's insane. So we did that like 2 weeks ago in Santa Fe, and then we're playing this other really cool venue, which I've heard about, but I've never been to, called Otherworldly or Otherworlds. Otherworld, yep. Which is meant to be really cool, and that's what we wanted to do, is just like really niche, cool venues that just like, so only 4 shows, and there's like those 2 venues plus 1 festival play, and there's one more. Savannah. She knows everything.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's all gonna be a fun time. And yeah, I got another EP signed with Wakan to come out, and I can't remember exactly when the release date is with that, but yeah, it's just awesome knowing that there's things in the works going on, and like the growth with Wakan and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, I've also got like a unreleased collab with Jansen. Obviously I want to work on music with you, and just want to keep collaborating with the fam, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so sick of like all the bullshit with record labels and this like, oh, you can't work with this person, or like you have to do this with us only. It's like, just let me fucking make music and get it out there, dude. Like, that's all I fucking want to do. Like, politics, whatever the fuck, like I get it, but like, I just like, I don't like it when like that shit gets involved and it's like stops you from doing your passion. You know what I mean?
But it happens all the time, man.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. I mean, I had something happen yesterday. I can't really talk about it. I was just like, man, that sucked.
Sucks.
These little details that, it's like you said, politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens more than you guys know. It's the same thing when, a lot of fans are just like, why don't they do this or why don't they do that? And it's like, yeah, there's like a deeper story behind that, kind of just like radius clauses with shows, I don't know if you guys know who are listening, but like when we get booked for a show, normally we get booked for a show and then we're not allowed to do another show in that area for like 3 months after or 3 months before.
And it's
shit
not
like
just that area. So like, say you're like booked for a festival, say like in Texas, right?
Yeah.
And it's a big festival. You're going to be radius clause the entire state of Texas
Yeah.
for like 90 days, maybe even more.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like, you know, but a lot of people, when they ask me like, why aren't you coming to the city? I'm like, cause you fucking suck. I'm like, I'm not coming to the city because of you.
Right.
Yeah. If you weren't there, I'd come. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll fucking lie, you know, just to fuck with them.
That's great. But yeah, so where was it going with that? It kind of just went off on a
Just
tangent.
talking the politics, I guess.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, yeah, man. But do you have any? I know you just did the release with Grizz recently. That's big ups on that. And what do you have coming up? Like,
Tuesday, I
release-wise?
got a track with Baldy and Boogie T coming out.
Oh, Baldy.
Yeah.
That's fucking Mikey's roommate, right?
Huh?
Mike. Blunts and Blondes. That's his.
Oh,
like-
it was. Yeah, they were living together, dude.
Yeah.
I knew that shit wasn't gonna last long. They're like best of friends, but they're both just too wild, dude.
That's so
I could
funny.
not live with Baldy. I could not. That man's way too fucking wild. Just hanging out with him at night is just like holy shit, and he
That's
does it all the
funny.
time. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Loving him. He's one of one, dude.
Right.
The most unique motherfucker I've ever met. There's not another clone of him, dude. You know what I mean? He is just unique as fuck, and I don't want him to change at all.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Baldy.
Yeah, shout out him. So I got that track with him and Brock dropping on Tuesday.
Oh, that's sick.
So that's gonna be
Fuck
the second single of the album before the album drops.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then the release date for the album, like when it drops, when's that?
I can't say yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't say
Gotcha.
yet.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But
Oh, that's exciting, man.
yeah, I'm fucking stoked on it, man.
Hell yeah. How many tracks is the album?
15.
Damn, that's decent.
Yeah.
That's really dope. And was it like, I don't know, man. I've never written an album. So how was it?
It was fun, dude. It actually gave me so much direction because like I wrote the comedy record. I released a comedy album in December, and like there was like a good 3.5 months where I wasn't making any electronic music just because I knew. Not because I knew, because I wanted to write that album.
Right.
And then after I got done with the album, I was kind of lost. I was like just writing tunes. Like they were cool tunes, but they didn't mean nothing to me. They didn't have like a bigger purpose, I guess, or just, I didn't have any direction.
Right.
And then whenever I talked to my team, they're like, hey, we're going to do an album because you're going to do an album tour
Yeah.
headline next year. This was, we were talking about it in like last year at the end of the, or maybe in the beginning. I don't remember exactly when we were talking about it, but I was like, yes, finally, like I had direction. So like I wrote like 15 songs in 5 months. Like
Damn.
I had I have my goal board and I had all the ideas I wanted to do. I feel like I write really well on like ideas instead of just throwing shit at the wall. Like sometimes that works, but when I have a direction or like a theme somewhere I'm trying to go, I'm like I'm able to knock it out. So like I feel like the longest thing was just trying to write down the album like on paper of like what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, things I wanted to, styles I wanted to hit, and
Gotcha.
you know chances I wanted to take. But once I had that, it was fucking on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was on.
That's dope.
I feel like it's. I'm a little nervous releasing an album because it's like, everyone's attention spans, right? It's like singles are probably like the best way to go. Singles and like an EPs you can put out, but even EPs, like you can see as people are listening, you can look at like the numbers.
plays,
it gets lower and lower as it goes down because people's
dude.
attention span. So it's definitely a little nervous putting out an album. I get why people don't do it nowadays.
Yeah. I feel like the beautiful thing about an album is it gives you the like wiggle room to like be a bit more creative, like and take a few more risks.
Yep.
And like same as with my EP, like I did an EP called Lost in Automation last year with the Give Me a Bassline track and Written and like a few other like heavy tracks. But then my last track was more of like a vibey one, which is like something I'd never really written before. And I can see, obviously, like you said, the play count went down, but also knowing that and like creating an EP with like a bit of a journey and like ending it with a soft ending was like, as an artist, it really made me feel complete because I'm just like, at the end of the day, I just want to have this as like a piece of art and I can look back on this piece of art and be proud of that. And it doesn't really matter about the plays and so on. But like, I know the real hardcore fans know track number 5 on that EP. You know what I mean? It's like, and I saw that actually. I played in Charleston on Thursday night and I played like Vibe, it's called. And my track is called Vibe. And there was like, about 3 people at the front who like when I dropped were just like losing their shit because like in any other circumstance they would not hear that track being played out. So it's like really special to them and to share that moment with them and just like vibe with them and then be like, fuck yeah. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just really, really nice feeling. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Do you have like, you know, a handful of bangers on your album and then some more like emotive tracks or like what's the
All that, dude.
Yeah.
So like, it's my first time working with singers.
Oh,
You know what I
sick.
mean? Like, you know, I have some songs that people would never expect for me to put out as Taboo. And then, like you said, like there's like room for risk. Obviously, you have
Right.
like the singles, the hits, you know, the you know, bangers, the crowd pleasers, you know, if you will. But then there's also stuff that like I'm really proud of, and it like shows a different side and like progression as a musician and producer and songwriter and stuff like that. So
Right.
that's always a lot of fun. Yeah, you have a lot. I was talking with Martin about this, and he was like, "Yeah, I love doing albums because I'm able to really do whatever I want."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That feeling of freedom,
Mhm.
like expression. Yeah, I love that, man. I'm happy for you
Thank
and
you, buddy.
fucking proud of you too. Because like, you know, I've known you since like I said, I've seen your progression, and to see where you are now, it just makes me like really happy to see you crushing it, man. And
Appreciate that, man. It means a lot coming from you, dude. I love you, man.
Thank
I
you.
say
bro.
even
I love
before
you too, Mitch.
I met you, I knew I loved you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I've always been a fan of the music, like big fan. You know what I mean? Like I was always all about some ZEKE beats.
Oh man, thank you. That means the fucking world to me, actually.
Yeah.
So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's get to some questions. I know we got some questions, and I know Jeremy's got work, so we're not able to do a super long one. Where are we at right now, Jeremy?
We're hitting an hour.
Cool.
so
Yeah,
we're
let's
good.
get to some questions. And you got anything you wanted to ask Mr. ZEKE Beats? We got Mr. Jeremy Wood, aka Satori, back there, buddy.
Let's see. So yeah, when you know you have your vinyl scratching, that kind of makes you stand out from everybody.
Mhm.
And then you know there's a couple artists who play live instruments. You know, if you don't have a talent like that or like you know a skill set to do something like that, what would you say the best ways to stand out is?
I just give up.
You should give
No,
up.
joking.
We fight that every day, so
Yeah.
it's a big battle.
No, you know, the most important thing to me, like, is just being authentic and genuine and being yourself. Like, if you are authentic and genuine and not a clone, that's what people want. They want to see your progression as an artist. They want to be a part of that journey. They want to feel like they've contributed to that by showing their support and their love. And it's important for those artists to show that love back and like, you know, give gratitude to the fans, because the reality of this entire thing is without the fans, without you guys supporting, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to do what we love to do and make money from that. And, you know, that gratitude is like key. So coming down to technicality in terms of like instruments and scratching or whatever, that's all good. I'm just being authentically ZEKE Beats, and that's what comes out of me. So like whatever comes out of X, Y, or Z, that's what they need to focus on and not worrying about what other people are doing. Otherwise, we're just going to be all clones. When we worry about what everyone else is doing, we lose sight of ourselves, and we lose ourselves within the trap of social media, people pleasing, and we lose sight of doing the thing that we loved about it in the first place. I've gone through that, and I found myself again, and I was like, as soon as I found myself again, and I was just like being 100% authentic ZEKE Beats, I was like, the rest kind of just came. The universe is kind of like, you found your way again. Here you go. Here's the abundance again. You know, when I started being like trying to people please, it was like this, you know, so I wouldn't focus on the technical aspect. I'd just say just people being authentically
keep doing
themselves. Yeah, just keep doing it. It doesn't matter.
Be
you know?
yourself, buddy.
Yep.
So I got one more for you. So you said you got booked for Shambhala without having a manager or anything like that, and you were in a whole complete different country. So like, how did that come about? Like, what were ways you got yourself out there and promoted yourself, or did you even consciously do that?
Yeah, you know, something really weird has happened with me throughout my entire life. Everything I've ever wanted, I've managed to manifest. And I think when somebody's truly passionate about what they do and like, you know, put in their all and everything like that, it's not even about like, oh, I've got to get up and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. It's like you just naturally do that shit because that's you breathe that, you know, it's the blood in your veins. That's what's you. Like, it comes back to that authentic thing again. So with Shambhala, the way I started releasing music at the beginning, I just made a bunch of tunes. Just like I had a lot of guidance from Eprom. He was like, he's been one of my best buds since way back, like 2010 or 11 or 12, something like that. And I wasn't even producing then. And, I just kept in touch with him because I was a huge fan. And then I started getting into making beats. And then, I sent something to him. He's like, damn, this is like pretty good, man, blah, blah, blah. And gave me some pointers and tips. And so the way I got my music out there was through this record label called Saturate Records. And I don't know if you heard that just then. That's me going between an American and Aussie. I was like, "Ruh." So Saturate Records. Yeah, and they do like, free download releases and stuff like that. And I just reached out to this guy called Sup Yao on Facebook, and because I knew he released on it, I was like, hey, here's a bunch of tunes. Like, do you reckon, like, I don't know, I know you've released on Saturate before. Like, who do I send this to? Sent it to the guy, and they're like, dope, let's release this. Like, and I was like, really? So that's how I got a lot of my following to begin with, because they're just like an unreleased, like, not unreleased, unknown bass record label in Germany. Like, and yeah, coming back to the Shambhala thing, that's how they first heard of ZEKE Beats, was through that, and also through a record label named Terrorism, which is run by Plastician, which is like one of the biggest fucking names in grime and like bass music. He's like put on so many people and given them the opportunity, like even like Casper and like people like that. And yeah, Shambhala were just like, we're huge fans of your music, and the thing with Terrorism, I just messaged them on SoundCloud and I was like, hey, here's a bunch of tunes. Would you guys want to do a release? And Plastician replied, and he was like, fuck yeah, these are sick. Let's do a release. And that was like Meltdown, The Freak, all these like tunes, which BDSM, which I still play out now. And yeah, it's just like, that's how my progression came about. And Shambhala are just like, we love your music, we want to bring you out here. And yeah, one thing just led to another, because the thing is, with festivals like that, that's where a lot of like promoters go to like party. They're like, fuck yeah, Shambhala. So in playing that gig, all the promoters see that and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh shit, new talent. And then like it just all starts snowballing from there, and it's a great platform for them to see you on. So yeah, that's like kind of how that happened. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let's get to we got a couple. Are we good on time right now, Jeremy?
Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
Hey, this question is for ZEKE Beats. My name is Zoe. I was just wondering if you've ever done a show where you were like on psychedelics or anything like that. Have you ever attempted making music while on psychedelics? I would love to know. Thank you.
Hey Zoe, thanks for your question. I really appreciate it. And so being an Aussie, drugs in Australia, like, well, I don't know what it's like now, but weed is as big of an offense as like, doing like some crazy like hard like chemical drug,
like heroin or something.
Yeah, so it's the same fucking fine.
That's crazy.
I actually didn't smoke weed until the first time until I was 30. So answering your question, I've actually never tried psychedelics. I've never been on mushrooms or anything. I've been like fucking goody two shoes my whole life, bro.
Yeah, dude, you've made it this far.
I mean, I came to America, and that's when I started being a little bit more naughty, because like things are a little more accessible, and you're like in these environments, and there's nothing wrong with that, So yeah, there's still, maybe one day I'll do that, Zoe, and I'll see. I've been inquisitive because like I feel like a very like I pride myself on who I am, and I feel like a very old soul and like a very spiritually connected person. And I don't know whether that's because of my bloodline as well, because I'm half Australian Aboriginal. So like my dad's Aboriginal, my mum is Greek. I'm like the first
Aboriginal.
I've
never heard of that.
So like indigenous of the land.
Gotcha.
And, the Aborigines in Australia, it's like one of the oldest civilizations on Earth.
True OGs.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if that's like part of that as to why I feel very easily having the ability to manifest things as well in some weird ass way. Yeah, I feel like I'm going way off topic. Sorry, Zoe. So no, have not done psychedelics. I want to try in a safe environment.
What would you try, dude?
Probably just like mushrooms to begin with, because I feel like that's just like the kind of doorway into that.
Yeah.
You know, and then I just maybe like light.
Yeah,
doses,
yeah.
You know
That's
what
the
I
best
mean?
way to
Like,
do it, in my
yeah.
opinion. You know, I don't like to trip balls. I just like to be at the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel
I
you.
like being in the nosebleeds, you know, watching the whole show.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
I
what
feel
mean?
you.
Not in the
Mhm.
front, overwhelmed. you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Getting hit by a player or something, you know?
Right, yeah, getting hit with those dick visuals.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Zoe. And yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, let's get another.
It's your boy Huey from Boston.
What up,
Can't
Huey?
believe I finally got through this BS.
What's up,
I
Huey?
got a question for both of y'all. So first off, TVBOO, when you gonna work with the 808 boys and let them make you a sweet saucy jersey for us?
Oh,
We
that
need
was
more
it.
merch, miss, and you're lacking in that department. As for Zeke, hope all is well. I just recently got tipped for the very first time at Secret Dreams, and it was quite the freaking experience.
Tipper.
As soon as the set was over, me and like 3 randos were all like, yo, Tipper scratching is legendary. One kid was like, it reminds me of Zeke Beat scratching. And I'm just like, yo, he's like my number one in the freaking scene in that department. So my question for you, Zeke, is in the realm of what ifs, because I don't think I don't think Tipper's done a collaborative feature in quite a while. If you guys were to ever work on something, what kind of track do you guys think you would cook up? Because I think your unique dark-like sound would slap very well with his more heavier stuff. And yeah, those are my questions for you guys. Thanks for having me. Love y'all like a Wook loves K. TVBOO, hurry up and come to Boston. We've been waiting for you, and we're dying for a set. And fuck SFAM.
Okay, so I want us to answer this. I'm going to answer this in your accent. You're going to answer this in my accent.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Did you want to go first?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it in Australian, and you're going to do it with a Southern accent, Southern American.
Okay.
Okay.
Deal.
Mate, you can't even... Fuck, I said can't. I reckon if you got my name right, then maybe we do something. But, you know, you aren't even getting my name right. Bloody hell. No, that's British. Bloody hell.
Bloody. What the fuck?
You fucking cunt. It's taboo. It's taboo, as Australians like to say it,
Yeah.
mate. Australians like to say taboo, and so I'm not going to do anything until you get it right. That was terrible, right?
That was...
It was awful.
You fucking butchered that.
Okay, your turn.
Yeah. Okay.
You and Tipper.
Your turn. You can't go anywhere these days.
That's pretty good.
I like to think that my accent's pretty good. I watch a lot of Ozarks, and I feel like that's definitely had...
Your the pitch of your voice is getting higher as you're going.
Really?
But keep going. This is funny.
You know, one day I was out there on the Mississippi, and I was casting a line and drinking some wine, and I caught a big old bass. You know?
Answer the Tipper question in this accent.
Okay. Okay. So to answer your question, Huey. By the way, Huey is my boy. I know which Huey that is. He actually sent me a necklace. At Christmas time and a photo of us and a card, and it had the bad robot on it. So shout outs, Huey. Thank you for the question. How's my accent, by the way?
You know you're doing okay. Keep
I'm
going.
doing okay. And, you know, if Tipper and I did a collab one day, I feel like we would definitely incorporate a lot of scratching and some heavy bass music. And Tipper is just legendary. And his ability to mix down a record and make it sound fat is of like noisier level. And I would love to do that one day, Dave, if you're listening to this in my southern accent. Because I've heard Tipper talk about me on a radio show too with Mr. Bill. And Mr. Bill and him had a conversation, and Tipper said some nice stuff about me too. So shout outs Tipper, Huey. Thank you for the question. And shout outs Tipper.
I love how like towards the end of that you turned into like 1800s like, you know, farm owner. Talking about Mr. Bill over there. He was on there talking to Mr. Bill, and Mr. Bill said, "Oh, I'm gonna do with it." It's just like instantly turned into when he said Mr. Bill, Mr. Bill,
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill. Oh yeah, he's down there on the street. He lived right over there next to Mr. Bill.
How's the accent?
Listen, you had some highs, you had some lows.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I had a couple innuendos or, you know, cadences, but that was it. I had a lot of lows with a very few highs.
Yes.
Yeah, with mine. But that was fun. That was a fun way to do it.
Yours is great. Thank you.
Let's get to another one, Jeremy.
Yo, Mitch, it's Sharky.
What up, baby?
Got a question for Zeke. Saw him at Backwoods last year. He was having technical issues throughout the first beginning of his set. I believe like his, decks weren't working properly, something along those lines. How do you deal with technical malfunctions on stage? How do you keep the vibe going and the energy up when everything seems to be going wrong? Hope you guys are doing great. Can't wait for tour, baby.
Hell yeah. So, you know, whenever technical difficulties happen, you got to remember that sometimes things are beyond your control and you can only do the best you can in that situation. So for me at Backwards, it was so fucking hot and I was in the sun. My laptop was overheating and like my records were almost melting. Like it was that hot. And in a situation like that, you just got to remember to surrender. Like, you know, you have to let go. It's just like,
just give up.
It is what it is. Yeah, just give up, go home, just end the career. No, not really. No, you just got to be like, okay, these are the facts. This is what's happening. How can I just do the best possible job I can in this moment? It's really hard. It's kind of like when an accident happens or like something shitty happens, or someone cuts you off in traffic. You could be like, oh, fuck this guy. Or you could react differently and not expend the energy into something you can't control. So at the end of the day, it's like, this guy cut me off. Do I want to waste that energy on being like, or do I just want to focus on, I can't control that. It happened and here I am. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, it's a mindful thing and just like a reactionary thing. It's like, I can react this way if I want to. At the end of the day, it's like the way we choose to react to any situation is what makes it. That's one of my favorite quotes.
That's a good quote.
Yeah, it's always in my head. It's just like when you have a fucking argument with your girlfriend or whatever, you can be like, or you can be like, okay, it is what it is, you know, and...
Or you can just be like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah, so, yeah, you know, it's relatable in many ways, you know, so it's a good one to think about.
Yeah, it's good to have, like, I know if I have anything fucking up, like, I'm really comfortable on a microphone, so I can just fucking talk until something gets fixed.
Right.
I can just, all right, show must go on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's funny when you have that skill, I think that's a great skill to have. Me personally, when that shit happens and I manage to, like, talk some shit and do it successfully, I feel really good about myself.
Yeah.
And you know what? As a DJ, I think that's the number one skill is, like, you know, you fuck up left, right, and center, but if you can pass it off like you meant it or like, you know, whatever, that's the biggest trick, right?
Yeah.
Because once that happens and you conquer that, it's like you lose that fear of fucking up because it's like, all right, I fucked up. Sometimes when I fuck up, I just jump on the mic and I be like, yeah, I fucked that up. Like, we're all human beings. But anyways, let's keep going.
Yeah, a lot of people don't give a fuck. They're like, I'll just play it again. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I literally miss my cues sometime or whatever, and I'll be like, echo it out, and I'll be like, so how's everyone feeling tonight? Yeah, so I just fucked that up. I'm gonna do it again. So, yeah, Alex has seen me do that a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to another one, Jeremy. In this last one.
Hey,
Yeah, it's the last
Cool.
hey, what's going on, Taboo? What's going on, ZEKE Beats? My name is Cosmo Joe, calling in from Lakeland, Florida. Just want to say I'm a huge fan of both of you guys. You guys kick massive ass. I just had a question for ZEKE Beats real quick because I know he's big into the scratching. My father was a DJ in the 80s and the 90s, and he grew up on vinyl. And I was just curious, what got you started into vinyl? And is it hard to set up the vinyl setup playing live? Because I heard that if the sound system is too crazy, it can actually mess up the things from playing. Sorry. But yeah, so I was just curious about that, and I hope you guys have a good day.
Oh yeah, appreciate your call. Yeah, we kind of answered like the first half of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like have you had any situations where like a sound system has like maybe knocked the needle off, or like is it difficult to set all these things up?
Yeah, so the reason I went to the wireless setup is because the sub bass on sound systems causes a lot of vibration. So what happens if the needle is on the record and the subs are just vibrating the absolute fuck out of the stage, those needles are going to be jumping up and down off the record, right? So the playback of the song is going to be getting interrupted and it might skip, or like you try and do things and it's like stuttering. So I no longer have that problem because I use this thing called Phase DJ, which is the wireless system. So what we used to do before that is we used to get concrete slabs, and underneath the concrete slabs we'd put squash balls, and that would absorb a lot of the vibration from the subs. It's still not 100%, but it's better. And yeah, you know, setting up the system is stressful, but I know how to set it up really quickly now, to the point where I can pretty much like set it up in about like 5 minutes. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, sick, man. That's all the questions we had, brother.
Thanks, Mitch.
We're out here at the right here at the end.
Oh yeah. I just want to say real quick, I really appreciate you having me on the talk show, and I'm really excited for your tour. And yeah, man, I love you a lot. And again, like, you know, it's been awesome seeing your journey and to where you are now, and just like absolutely crushing it. And I'm very grateful to be here with you today. And let's make a fucking banger, dude.
Let's do it, dude. You're gonna make me cry, bro. It means so much, bro.
I love you.
It means so much, dude. I really do appreciate you. Like I said, I've been a big fan for a long time. Love that you and I have become friends. It's fucking so cool to me. You know what I mean? It's a little wild, but man, I appreciate you saying all that stuff, Dan. I really do.
Thanks, man.
And I appreciate you being yourself, dude. I think, you know, this scene's a better place with you in it. You know what I mean?
Man.
And
See you, bro.
I appreciate you being here. Anything you want to let the people know before you get out of here?
Just want to say big shout outs to everyone showing love and support. I wouldn't be here without you. I'm very grateful. And yeah, I hope to see you guys on tour and any of the shows, or even just message me on Instagram or whatever. I'm there. I'm very interactive. You know, I just want to say, yeah, appreciate you guys. And once again, thanks for having me on the talk show.
Cool, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate everybody
Jeremy.
listening to this week's episode of Talks with Taboo. I will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.